Hey guys! Today I'm going to be sharing with you my favorite affordable fall fragrances. I made a list of my favorite fall fragrances and then I found the ones that were under $50 and I'm going to share them with you today. I made sure that it was $50 for not the smallest size, for the biggest size that I could find, under 50. Some of them are way under 50 and they're all really good and I wear them and I'm very excited to share them. And I'll have other videos for like different price points and like designer and niche coming out later, but I wanted to start with the affordable because I don't know, I don't have any money anymore. So here we go. I only have 3 celebrity fragrances on this list, and the first one is from Adam Levine. This is Adam Levine for her, or for women, I don't know. I got this a long time ago from like TJ Maxx, I think, and I didn't love it. It was too, my nose was too immature at the time. I liked it, but I didn't love it enough to wear it. And I smelled it a couple days ago and I was like, oh my God, why don't I wear this? It smells so good. This literally smells like a big warm blanket. It is so like warm and comforting. It's a sandalwood fragrance. I don't remember what else is in there. It's like a little boozy, soft and spicy, very resinous, ambery. This fragrance is one of the biggest departures in this list from my normal fragrance style, which tends to be very floral and sweet. This is not super floral and not super sweet. I still think it smells a little edible. It's just more savory than sweet. And yeah, so if you usually follow my recommendations because they are sweet, just be forewarned, this is not one of them. This one, however, is sweet. This is Rogue from Rihanna. And the first time I sprayed this, I don't know what came out of the bottle, but it was not the fragrance. I was like, ugh, get that away from me. And then I was like, well, maybe I'll try it again. And it just smells like Dr. Pepper or root beer, something like that. It's some sort of cola. Oh, but I love it. And it's not really root beer, because when I think about root beer, I think about Alien Essence Absolute, and this doesn't smell anything like it. It's really more of like a Dr. Pepper, but there's something a little rooty about it, like licoricey a little bit. I don't know if it's licorice. I didn't look up the notes. This is so sweet and so soft, but so like the fragrance itself is fairly soft and light, but it feels dark to me. Feels like a nighttime fragrance, even though it's not like heavy or super powerful. But my husband really loves this one, and I don't wear it that often. I kind of tucked my celebrity fragrances in a different area, thinking I would like, I don't know, honor them, and I just end up not reaching for them. So I'm trying to mix them in a little bit more so that they get some use, because there are some truly underrated gems, and I do believe this is one of them. I've talked about this one before. This is M from Mariah Carey, and this is marshmallows and smoke. And the smoke is just like the perfect complement to the sweetness. And to me, this smells like fall. It smells like the end of summer. You're trying to squeeze in as many last little huddles around your fire pit as you can, and toasting marshmallows and kind of using up the leftovers of your s'mores that you had all summer. Oh yeah, I love this one. This one, it's so simple, like really marshmallow and smoke. But it's, I don't know, I think it's because it just conjures such an image for me that it feels more complex than it really is. This is another one that I sprayed. The first time I sprayed it, I was like, oh, never mind, what did I do? But now I love it. This is from Calvin Klein. This is Euphoria Amber Gold. I got this from TJ Maxx, like, I don't know, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And I thought I didn't like it, so I didn't wear it. And then I was kind of redoing my perfume room and pulling out my fall and winter scents. And I saw the box and I was like, well, I'll just try it again. And oh my God, it's so good. I've been sleeping on this and I own it. I don't know what my problem is. I need to stop packing things away that I think I don't like. I need to keep trying them. And then I probably should get rid of them if I really don't like them. But I'm glad I saved this one. This is amber and sandalwood and honey. And the honey, whew, this is like the Scandal honey. It doesn't smell like Scandal. It's like the Scandal honey in that it is thick and dark and syrupy. Oh my God. It literally smells like somebody just drizzled honey straight out of the little container onto your arm. It smells so good. And the amber and the sandalwood really just kind of add a little more depth to it. It feels very much like a nighttime fragrance, although I think if you didn't go crazy on the spraying, it would work in the daytime for the colder days. But holy cow, if you like honey, if you love honey, you need this. I can't believe how good it is. And I can't believe it's just been sitting in my perfume like storage. Shame on me. I just realized 3 of these are honey, but that's okay. Jimmy Choo Illicit is honey and ginger. That ginger adds this really fresh spice to it. And this honey is a little bit brighter. It's not deep, but it's not really like a, I don't know, the honey note in my opinion is much less honey-like than in the Euphoria Amber Gold or the Scandal. This to me is more of just a general sweetness with ginger. And I forget what else is in this. The ginger to me is the most noticeable. It's that fresh spicy with a little bit of sweet. This to me feels like the perfect transition fragrance. I think it works in those kind of like unsure temperatures where you maybe start in the morning in the 50s and 60s, and in the daytime you work your way up to the 70s, maybe 80s. There's still some days like that. I think this would be really good during those times, just because this to me feels very, it's kind of basic. That sounds like I'm trashing it. I'm really not, because this was another fragrance of mine that was love at first sniff. It just feels so easy, like a really easygoing fragrance. This is Place Vendôme from Boucheron. This actually smells like Jimmy Choo Illicit's sister. They both have honey. This one has a much more pronounced floral aspect to it, and it's a little more candied. I think the honey smells more like honey in this one as well, but there are some similarities between the two, and just like Illicit, I think this one is a really good transitional temperature fragrance. I think this one would work better in cooler temperatures than the Illicit. The Illicit just feels a little bit lighter, and so I think would work better in warmer temperatures, where this one, while it's not a heavy fragrance, it is heavier than Illicit. This is Amethyst from Lalique, and I have seen a ton of people talking about this fragrance on YouTube, and for very good reason. Blackcurrant and blackberry are 2 of my favorite notes in fragrances, and this has both of them. It also has some tonka, but the thing that I really think makes this fragrance stand out and smell a little more elevated in terms of comparison to the price is that there's this sort of green note to it that really makes me think about pulling little berries off the bush or the vine. That green note makes it smell a little more niche than the price would suggest. And if you love blackcurrant, I think this is a really good one. This isn't super sweet and syrupy. It has berry notes to it, but they aren't like sickly sweet. It's like a fresh berry isn't super sweet. It's got a little bit of that tartness as well, and this fragrance has that too. This fragrance I got in a swap years ago. This is Secret de Rosas Rose Intense from the brand Rosas. And this is one of the sort of middle of the road in terms of pricing on this list. And this is another one that I've had for a long time and I've been kind of sleeping on it. This is a fruity rose, but it's very dark and jammy. At first spray, it kind of reminded me of like a fruity lip balm, but as it dries down, it turns into more of a kind of like a wine jam rose. There's something a little bit deep and boozy about it. And I think the fruit is passion fruit, which is not a note that I can like really pick out yet. I don't know if I have a ton of passion fruit fragrances, but if you're looking for a jammy rose that doesn't smell like every other like raspberry rose, this is a really great one because it doesn't smell like the typical jammy rose that you think of. It's got a different fruitiness to it, and it has like that wine quality that I think makes it like just veer off of the jammy rose road. This is Nina Ricci's L'Extase Rose Absolue, and this fragrance is so good I had to buy a backup bottle like well before I was even close to needing a backup of it. This is pepper, rose, woods, and it smells so expensive in my opinion. It literally smells like a $400 bottle of fragrance. This has been compared to Oud Satin Mood. Francis Kurkdjian was the perfumer for both Oud Satin Mood and this fragrance. I haven't smelled Oud Satin Mood, so I can't tell you if that's true. But I believe they're similar. I believe they're close. So many people have made the comparison. Oh my God, this fragrance. My husband loves this. This fragrance is so sexy, but in a really understated way. And it smells very elegant. It smells very classy, very formal. I could see this being a really formal fragrance, although I will never wear it in a very formal, well, I shouldn't say never, but I probably won't wear this in a very formal environment. I think it works really well in cold weather. I think, well, I don't really wear like heavy wood fragrances in the warmer weather, although I know plenty of people do. So take that with a grain of salt, me saying cold weather. Anyway, I love this fragrance. My last fragrance might be my favorite on the list. Oh, it's really hard to choose favorite, but this one might be it. And it's actually my husband's favorite too. This is from Roberto Cavalli. It is Deep Desire. I got this months ago at the beginning of summer and I was kicking myself like, ugh, why'd you get a fall fragrance in the summertime? But now I'm glad that I already have it and I can wear it right at the beginning. I looked at the notes. I just looked at the notes and I can't believe there's no cherry listed in this because to me, this smells like a chocolate covered cherry. Oh my God, it smells so good. My one complaint is this really doesn't last that long. I get maybe 3 or 4 hours out of it. And the cherry note doesn't last as long, although now there's not supposed to be a cherry note, so maybe I should be happy that I smell it at all. I don't know. It literally smells like those Queen Anne's cherries, you know? I think the Queen Anne's are the ones with the liquid inside. Oh my God, it's so good. The chocolate is really dry. This is not a super sweet fragrance like chocolate covered cherry might make you think. And the Queen Anne's are really syrupy, but this is not. This is like a dry cocoa and vanilla and cherry. It's not listed, but really I smell cherry and not like a cough medicine cherry, like a sweet syrupy maraschino cherry. I can look past the shit longevity. Have I ever said shit on this channel before? I can look past it because this fragrance is so good. And I actually expect to get through quite a bit of this bottle this fall because, well, because of the bad longevity, but also because how much I really love this fragrance and how much my husband loves it. Usually if he loves something, I go through it super fast. that's all the fragrances I have to share with you today. I hope you liked my list of affordable fall fragrances. I hope I helped you find something new to try. I would love to hear if you do, and I will see you in my next video.